Hello, this is my reflection video number 2 for the semester. I've really enjoyed the semester so far. I am a part of the trauma team, and October has been a really busy month for us, but a really fun and exciting, and I've learned a lot as well. So for Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we put on a workshop. The title of the workshop was The Role Power Plays in Domestic Violence. Within this workshop, the facilitators split up the work and we split up the topics that we were going to focus on. So we focused on just defining domestic violence through the student code. This actually taught me a lot as well because I really didn't know the specifics of it, and the student code really breaks it down, so that was really helpful. We also focused on the different types of domestic violence, power and control, the cycle of domestic violence, and then healthy relationships we ended it with. So it went really well. We had about 5 people show up, but it was a pretty difficult topic to talk about. So I think that kind of affected the amount of participation we had and the participants that came. But before the workshop, I know we all agreed that this was a difficult topic to talk about, so we all wanted to be very prepared with it. So I kind of connected this back to other workshops I've observed that talked about difficult topics. For example, we had a guest speaker come in and talk about suicide and suicide prevention. I just kind of took note of how he acted and how he was really prepared, and it kind of gave me a little help to present this difficult topic to other students as well. Some strengths throughout this workshop was, I think we all had really good content on the specific things we did focus on. We did a lot of research, and I think the participants learned a lot. A weakness was that we didn't get to practice as much as we wanted to. Facilitating a workshop with 4 people is really different than it is facilitating a workshop with 2, so it was just difficult to get together and find a time where we weren't busy. So I think next time I want to work on being more of a leader and just really trying and focusing on being able to find time to get together to practice before we facilitate the workshop more than we did. We also did a tabling event for Halloween. We did this at the Arc. It went pretty well. We didn't have as many people as we wanted to compared to last year's numbers. But here I realized a weakness I have was I know how to talk to people about the counseling center, but I don't really know how to implement the topic that we're focusing on. So for example, this was Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I didn't really know how to implement that into the conversation. And for another example, like Suicide Prevention Week, I struggled with that as well, just implementing that into the conversation, just letting them know what we were there for. So I think that's a weakness I'm going to focus on with the next time I table. I also did some tabling for my alcohol and other drug outreach team. It was the same way with this team. We were tabling before homecoming weekend, and it was really cool. We got to implement. We did an activity one week that showed myths and facts about alcohol, and we implemented that into the wheel, and we created a little game out of that, which was cool to do. And then finally, a thing that I liked that we focused on in class was the conflict activity. I think this was a really good way and a really different way that I was able to self-reflect. I honestly think about this activity often when I'm in a conflict or I'm watching other people have a conflict. I think I learned a lot, and I learned that one of my weaknesses is that I always do associate conflict with being negative. So I think that was really helpful to me, and I really learned a lot. And finally, throughout the whole semester, I think one of my strengths have been time management. I really have been able to manage my time well. I use my planner a lot. I haven't been too stressed maybe a little bit, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I think that's a really good strength of mine. And yeah.